close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joseph. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a soft light portrait, and I'm doing it with Ginger and Mr. Mpabing. Mr. Mpabing is the one who did hair and makeup, and I'm going to show you the lighting setup for today. So I'm starting off with my 7-foot parabolic. I haven't used this in a very long time, but I'm going to be using it with a lot of the ambient light so we can create a really soft light. Now what I want you guys to note is, because this is where the head of the light is, that is going to be where the hotspot is. But if you look at the height of the light compared to where the model is, you notice that a lot of that light is going to go above here. So it's not going to be hitting here. Maybe it's just going to bounce over on the reflector and come back to light her up. But what is going to be lighting her face and maybe like up to like her waistline or something is going to be the light which is going to be spilling off from down here, and that doesn't have a hot spot, so it's going to be really, really soft. Also, when you compare the size of this modifier to our subject, you can see it's really big, and generally big light sources give you really soft and flattering light. Now that light is also going to travel across and bounce on this reflector that we have on the side, which is going to fill up the shadows, open it up, and then give us a less contrasty image. Also, some of the light coming from outside, and then the video light also is going to be in the shot, and that's because my camera settings are at 1/125 on the shutter speed, so we are allowing a lot of these existing lights, so from outside, from the video, and maybe a little bit of the modeling lamp from the main light source also into the frame. And I'm also doing a very high ISO, that is ISO 400, so the sensor is very sensitive. So yeah, my f-stop is f2.8, and I'm using my Sigma 24-70 for this shoot. And that's because I want to be able to grab wide shots or closer shots just by zooming instead of walking back and forth towards the model. So yeah, that is it. Let's jump right into shooting. So what we did with the fabric was just to style it on here and also drop it on the background, and then we made it connect at the bottom here, so it looks like it's that same fabric that just goes up and wraps around here. That's the simple idea that we're going with today, and then we just accessorize here with this little golden piece, All right, so what I want to do with the light also is maybe just shift it a little bit backwards, so it's like it's coming from behind here, so her front goes into a little bit of shadow. But because this light is big, it can still give us a bit of a soft light. So I'm going to take a test shot. I like the way you drop your hand. So maybe just move your hand away from your body, yeah, and then just try and, yeah, at your back. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm looking at that, and I really like the way it looks. The light which is coming from behind here is even adding more drama to it. So I'm shooting from slightly above here, so it means you have to be chinning up to look at me. Yeah, that's stunning. And don't stiffen your hand, like that's the idea. You can move it around a little bit. You can even do some where you do that, yeah, just like that. And then still always remember to chin up. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, I really, really love that. All right, so what I'm doing now is I want to get close to her and also shoot on the wide side, so she's a little bigger in the frame. So now we have a lot more of the fabric in the foreground. Okay, yeah. So for this, it's exaggerating the contrast of the light. So I don't want you looking straight at me. You can look no, not too much. Look at my hand. Yeah, right there. So keep it there. All right, so I just want to exaggerate the fabric a little bit from the front. So chin up a tiny bit, yeah. Okay, and I have a lot of my background showing, like the curtains and all, and I know I can like extend that in post. So maybe I'll do a video on that. Yeah. Okay, so your eyes, yeah, just like that. And then look at my hand, like that. Keep it there. Okay, one more. Maybe just drop your hand back again like that. Bring it up, yeah, just like that. Stunning.
No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't want to miss a beat.
Alright, so we got some awesome shots with the first setup. I want to move the light to the front to illuminate her face this time. You know, the first one gave us a lot of contrast. Now I want to reduce that, so I'm bringing the light to the front. So my light can't get any higher like I did before because we have an obstruction here. So instead of turning the light all the way towards here, I'm going to turn it away, and that is still going to feather the lights. Because remember, the idea is not to use the hotspot to light our subject. We're using any of the feathered edges, and this time we're using the light which is coming from here. So it should give us the same idea or the same effects basically. I'm also going to move the reflector this time. In case you want to find out how to position your reflector, it's really simple. Light travels in straight lines, so it's coming from here straight this way. It's not going to come and then go that way. It's going to come straight, right? I can put a reflector opposite where the light is coming from and maybe just angle it a little bit like that. So it means when the light comes, it's going to hit the reflector, and then we're going to bounce some of that light back on our subject. So I'm going to start shooting. Let me see how this looks. All right, yeah, this is good. So I'm shooting at 1/100 on shutter speed, 2.8 aperture, ISO 400. I've also not adjusted my flash power. Everything is the same. Yeah, that's nice. So with some of them also, you can look a little bit more towards where the light is coming from. So turn your face, turn, yeah, and then just, so don't look up at the light. You can aim for maybe this, yeah, and squint your eyes just a tiny bit. Yeah. Okay, so look here into this camera. Yeah, right there. Perfect. One more. Alright, so I'm interrupting this video to let you guys know about my Patreon. I'm going to put the raw files of these images in there. If you haven't joined, please consider joining right now. I have 2 tiers in there. One goes for $3 if you just want to say thank you to support the channel. Another one goes for $7 where you have access to all the previous raw files I've put in there, including what's going to come from today's shoot. So if you're not a patron, just click the link down below and then become a patron. You have access to this and other raw files to practice on. Let's get back to shooting. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you had fun enjoying what we did today. You can use a very big modifier like I did to create soft light, or you can bounce it into a big wall, you know, to give you soft light. You can also create contrast even with soft light, depending on where you position it. So like I did in the beginning, the light was coming from behind her and her front part was in shadow. So we created contrast even with soft light, and then later on I brought it to the front to fill in the shadows even more to create like a very even and soft light. We also put a reflector on the side to bounce some of that light back onto the subject, just to reduce the amount of shadows that we're getting in the frame. So yeah, if you had fun in today's video, leave a like and a comment. It goes a long way to support the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, become a part of the family, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, don't ever give up. Fueled by them to see the